Namaste, guys. ChristianRLong, Life Enhancement Consultant, giving you a big and beautiful shout out on this Thursday evening here from Denver, Colorado. It's about 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And jumping on real quick, doing a live stream. Feel free to throw out your comments, your questions, your challenges, whatever it is that you want to work on. And our topic for today, it was interesting. I remember this movie. Namaste. I remember this movie coming out in 1991. Now, for those of you who were born in 1990, you might not remember this movie. My body was born in 1980, so this coming year it's going to be 40 years old. June 3rd, 1980, 40 years old. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a great, great year. It's already been a great year. And so there was a movie that I grew up watching, and one of my favorite scenes, Denise, I'm going to say, one of my favorite scenes from this movie, Jana Namaste, which you might remember it's called White Man Can't Jump. White Man Can't Jump. Anyone remember it? It's with Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes, and it's where they are basically enemies, then friends, then enemies, then friends. Nuts, Namaste. That this scene was one of my favorite scenes of the whole movie, and I think this scene has the solution to so many challenges that we have in our day-to-day lives. So what do I mean by that? So there's a scene where they're trying to hustle each other, playing basketball against each other. Then they get on the same side with one another, and then they're hustling other people playing basketball, right? White men can't jump, so Woody Harrelson is the awkward white guy who can't play basketball, and Wesley Snipes is the, in the know, inner city guy that knows how to play ball, right? So they end up coming together, taking advantage of other people in the neighborhood that thinks the white guy can't jump and can't play basketball, but he actually is very, very good at playing basketball. So there's this constant back and forth between whites, blacks, white culture, black culture, and then not understanding one another, not understanding one another's races, viewpoints on life, etc. So they're done hustling somebody at the basketball court. They both get in the car and they're driving home, and they're listening to cassette tapes. Anyone remember cassette tapes? I mean, this is, now we're not talking records and 8-tracks, but also not CDs. So cassette tapes, the little weird ones. I remember showing one to my son, and he's like, what is that? I remember my son, who's 14, he saw a rotary phone, the big black phones with the handle and the cord, and you go like this in a circle. He didn't even know what it was. No clue. I was like, it's not like that was hundreds of years ago. It was like 15 years ago, but yeah, never saw a rotary phone before. Anyways, so as they're driving in the car, in Woody Harrelson's car, he was very much into the black culture, right? So he puts in the CD, he turns up the volume, and he's listening to Jimmie Hendrix. Now, for those of you who know, Jimmie Hendrix is a black guy, and he actually he was one of the most iconic people of Woodstock. If you look up Woodstock and you look up Jimmie Hendrix playing the Star Spangled Banner on his guitar, it's one of the most iconic episodes within the musical world. Look at you, chest hair exposed, mic clip on, Kardashian lights flashing, very handsome. Oh, you're so sweet. Isn't that interesting? So look up Woodstock, not right now, because we're doing the stream. We're connecting. We're making this a live event. So go look up Woodstock and Jimmie Hendrix and watch that scene, and then read the comments and go into the history a little bit. It's fascinating. I watched like an hour and a half long documentary on Woodstock after I went to Woodstock, not during that time, but after I went to Woodstock when I was attending our Hatha Yoga retreat. And it's really quite fascinating. And the teacher, there was a spiritual teacher by the name of Sat Chitananda who led a meditation for over 500,000 people at this event at Woodstock to ring in the new generation, the new energy, the Aquarian age, going from the 60s to the 70s. It was really a beautiful experience, and he actually wrote many books, but one of the books I recently finished reading by him was a commentary on the Bhagavad Gita. So isn't that funny? Daniel, have a namaste. Welcome to the stream. So we're kind of doing a little meandering. We're doing a tangential curve. We'll get back to our point. So as Woody Harrelson is listening, or playing, right? He's playing Jimmie Hendrix, the black guitar practitioner who passed away, I think, when he was 27 years old from a drug overdose, if I remember correctly. Wesley Snipes' character, Smita, Abba Namaste, Wesley Snipes' character was listening, was going, wait a minute, what are you doing? You can't be listening to Jimmie Hendrix. You're not black, you're not cultured, you're not in the know, you don't know about, the trials and tribulations of being a black person. And he's like, what do you mean? I can listen. And he goes, no, man. He goes, you can hear it, but you're not listening. You can hear it, but you're not taking it in. You can hear the noise, the sounds of the instruments and of the performer singing, but you don't really know it. You don't really tap into it. You don't really get the essence of the pain, the suffering, and the sorrow of the black culture, right? Jimmie Hendrix in this example. So how does this relate on the spiritual path? Right? Because these live streams that we do are about energy healing, meditation, and practical spirituality. How do they relate? How do they connect? How many of us in our lives have had people, friends, family members, mentors, guides, spiritual teachers, gurus, even people we casually come across, acquaintances on a, irregular basis, tell us something about ourselves that we hear and it goes in one ear and goes out the other? How many episodes can we remember of that? We hear something and it goes out the other ear. Energy goes in, energy goes out. So we're hearing the music, but we're not listening. We're not appreciating. We're not expanding our understanding. We're not extrapolating wisdom from what we're listening to. Does that make sense? Because I can reflect on many, many times in my life that friends, family members, other healers, other coaches, other mentors in my life would give me a guidance, suggestions, recommendations. They wouldn't just say it once, they wouldn't say it twice, but they would say it many, many, many times. And I would be like, yeah, got it. Yeah, I got it. I heard what you said, but I was missing. You know what I was missing? I was missing the listening portion. I was missing the, okay, here comes the information from this person. Let me listen. Let me understand. Let me practice discernment. Let me see why this person's saying what they're saying. Is there a level of truth to what they're saying? Is there something I can receive value from what they're saying, right? Versus, yeah, I hear what you're saying, blah, 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 whatever. So my encouragement to each and every one of you is we each and every, all of us, including myself, we all have experiences to have and lessons to learn. And the people that come into our lives give us a tremendous amount of value to have those experiences and to learn those lessons. So if we are aware, if we're humble, and we practice active listening in the exchanges between us and another person, we can start to go, you're not the first person that has told me I have anger issues. You're not the first person to tell me that I need to forgive my dad. You're not the first person to tell me that I'm impatient. You're not the first person to tell me fill in the blank. Because those are all feedback mechanisms and opportunities for our souls to grow and evolve, for us to become better people and to become better souls. Or we can do the other way. We get feedback from this person, same feedback from that person, same feedback from another person, same feedback from another person, and we can go, they're wrong, they don't know what they're talking about, whatever, they don't know me. That's a big one that I've heard many, many times. They don't know me, right? So rather than being in a space of humility, we're in a space of negative pride. Now there's negative pride and there's positive pride. There's good pride and negative pride. Negative pride doesn't allow you to see a situation clearly. Negative pride closes you off to growth, advancement, development, love, the good things in life. Positive pride is writing a good book and recognizing that it's a good book. Doing a good act for a friend or a family member and recognizing that that's a good thing. Looking at yourself in the mirror and recognizing that you are a divine child of God and that you are a good person and that your hair looks good, your clothes look good, your makeup looks good, right? It's acknowledging the good things about you, not from a prideful perspective of I'm no good or the opposite of I'm better than everybody else. Both of those are negative pride. Thinking you're above people is negative pride. Thinking you're below people is also negative pride. So it's being in the middle and seeing it clearly, seeing it accurately and go, you know what? I have some strengths, I have some weaknesses, and it's all good, right? So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you guys some perspective of extrapolating an interesting lesson about listening versus only hearing from a 1990s iconic classic movie, White Man Can't Jump. One of my favorites, indeed. Came out in 1991 when my body was 11 years old, and I was like, this is so cool. And I was absolutely and utterly terrified of, Rosie Perez, the actress, Rosie Perez, in that movie, because she was like this hot, fiery, flamey Latin woman who was loud, who was aggressive, who was intelligent, who was romantic. It was too much for my 11-year-old psyche to handle. So I think that kind of implanted a seed of being terrified of Latin women at that time in my life. Yubi, namaste. We finished our stream. Hopefully you can watch the replay and get value out of it. And love you guys very, very much. For those of you who are looking, Scott, namaste. Have not seen you on a stream in a very long time. Hope you're doing well. Feel free to reach out to me directly at ChristianRLong.com. If you are in need of healing, transformation, moving your life forward, we all do. I get healing all the time, and I recommend each and every one of you get healing all the time, whether you do the healing on yourself, called self-healing, or you hire another professional to heal you, to help you, to guide you, to lead you. And also, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please become part of the YouTube channel and share it with other people. It's YouTube, ChristianRLong. Super easy. Hundreds of videos on there about energy healing, meditation, and practical spirituality. And that's it, guys. So I love you very, very much. Have an amazing Thursday evening. I'm going to get back to the rest of my evening. I have some work I have to do, and I look forward to connecting with you very, very soon. This is Christian Long, Life Enhancement Consultant, wishing you a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and a beautiful life. Atma, namaste. Bye-bye.